Welcome everyone to the Iron Gutter, the toughest feline gym on this side of the tracks. Here, two absolute legends are about to go head to head. In this corner, weighing in at pure unadulterated ginger brawn, we have Bob. Look at the shoulders on this guy. His stripes aren't just for show, they're victory marks. He spends his days pumping iron well, discarded bottle cap sand, doing one-pod push-ups against brick walls. He's a walking monument to feline muscle. But hold on folks, because here comes his rival. In the other corner, a sleek machine of monochrome Might Dick, the tuxedo cat, where Bob is broad, Dick is dense. He's a compact engine of pure power. He doesn't just do push-ups, he does them with a sparrow on his back for extra weight. While Bob is undeniably muscular, Dick is just more muscular. He's a blur of black and white lightning, and the prize they're both after, the one and only Paddy, a stunning silver cat with eyes the color of moss. Patty is the picture of elegance. She's not interested in bicep curls or impressive sprints. She prefers sunbeams, a nice saucer of cream, and good conversation. Of course, her total lack of interest just makes Bob and Dick try even harder. They're like two heavyweight champions vying for the affection of a poet. The tension finally boils over at the annual alleyway showcase. This is the ultimate test of strength, the moment of truth. Bob steps up first. He confidently strides to the center of the iron gutter, where a rusted car axle, a legendary weight, has been waiting. With a grunt that sends ripples through his entire body, Bob sinks his claws in and he lifts it. Clean off the ground, he holds it high for a full 10 seconds as the crowd of alley cats gasps in disbelief. A new record. Bob drops the axle with a thunderous crash, chest heaving, and shoots a triumphant look at Patty. She's busy washing a paw. Awkward. Now it's Dick's turn. The crowd leans in. Does he even look at the axle Bob just conquered? Nope. He strolls right past it over to the 8-foot-high chain-link fence at the end of the alley. He crouches low, coiling his powerful hind legs like a pair of compressed springs. The alley goes silent. Then, with an explosion of power, he launches himself into the air. He doesn't climb, he doesn't scramble, he soars. He clears the entire fence in one breathtaking, fluid leap, landing on the other side without a single sound. A moment later, he leaps back over, just as gracefully, holding a single perfect white feather from a startled pigeon. He walks over and gently drops the feather right at Patty's feet. The alley cats go wild. Dick has won. He didn't just show strength. He showed artistry, grace, and power all in one. Bob is absolutely devastated. His life's work, his incredible muscles, all of it feels worthless now. He was outclassed, outmaneuvered, and outshined. As the crowd cheers for Dick, Bob slinks away, his spirit completely crushed. He finds a quiet spot in some weeds and just mopes. For the next week, he watches from a distance as Dick tries to cash in on his victory. He presents Patty with a dead mouse, which only makes her sneeze. He tries to impress her with some shadow boxing moves, and she literally falls asleep. He even attempts to explain the complex physics behind his incredible jump, and she just yawns. It's during one of these cringeworthy attempts at romance that Bob notices something important. Patty isn't just unimpressed, she looks bored. Her eyes keep drifting away from Dick's flexing and preening, always landing on a particular sunny windowsill. A human who lives there always leaves out a small saucer of fresh cream. And as Bob watches Patty's longing gaze, a new idea, a totally different kind of strategy, starts to form in his mind. This one has nothing to do with lifting heavy things. The next day, the alley drama continues. Dick is trying a new tactic, bench pressing a terrified-looking garden gnome to show off for Patty. Suddenly, a terrible screech cuts through the air. A scrawny, mean-looking tomcat with a chewed-up ear has cornered a tiny, fluffy kitten against a drainpipe. It's Patty's little sister. Dick drops the gnome, which shatters into a dozen pieces. "Stand back," he roars, puffing out his chest. "I'll handle this ruffian." He starts striking a series of intimidating poses, flexing his back muscles and hissing with enough force to rattle nearby trash can lids. He's putting on a show, but the scrawny Tom isn't impressed. He just hisses back, trapping the poor kitten even more. Bob, however, sees the situation differently. He doesn't posture, he doesn't flex. He remembers something he noticed a while back, a loose board in the fence right behind that drain pipe. While Dick is in the middle of his signature move, the thunderclap pectoral pop, Bob quietly slips away. He gets behind the fence and nudges the loose board, creating a perfect hidden escape route. The little kitten spots the opening immediately and darts through it to safety. With its victim gone and its audience distracted, the bully tomcat gets confused and just slinks back into the pipe. Problem solved. Patty rushes to her little sister, nuzzling her to make sure she's okay. Then she looks over at Dick, who is still frozen in a dramatic muscle man pose, looking slightly ridiculous. Her gaze then shifts to Bob, who is calmly and quietly pushing the loose board back into place, as if nothing happened. There was no fanfare, no big show, just a quiet act of cleverness and kindness. That evening, Bob finds himself sitting on that coveted sun-drenched windowsill, and to his surprise, Patty is already there with the saucer of cream sitting between them. "You were very brave today," she purrs, her beautiful moss-green eyes looking soft and warm. Bob, ever the honest cat, replies. Dick was the one who confronted the bully. Patty takes a delicate sip of cream before answering. Dick asterisk confronts asterisk, she says wisely. You asterisk solve asterisk. All that muscle is impressive, I guess. But what good is it if you can't use it to help someone smaller? She gently nudges the saucer of cream toward him. A strong body is common, she purrs. A strong heart is rare. In that moment, looking at his own paws and then at Patty, Bob realizes something profound. He hadn't felt this strong all day, not even when he lifted that heavy axle. He had used his abilities not for showing off, but for a real purpose. From that day forward, things in the iron gutter changed. Bob still worked out, and Dick still performed his incredible leaps. But Bob had found a new motivation. He became the alley's quiet protector, using his strength to clear paths for kittens, or to scare off actual threats not for applause, but because it was the right thing to do. He and Patty were often seen together on that windowsill, sharing cream and quiet conversation. And Dick, for all his incredible jaw-dropping muscle, he was left wondering why his amazing feats of strength only ever seemed to impress the other gym rats. He had won the crowd, but he never understood why he couldn't win the heart of the one cat he truly wanted. So, what do you think? Is true strength in the muscles you show off, or in the heart you use to help others? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.